This the press conference. I guess they rearrested for murder of Julio.
A little more than a month ago, a group of
Y'all hear that?
individuals with the goal of premeditated murder traveled from Jacksonville to Tampa to commit a heinous crime in our city. I said at that time that we would make arrests and get justice in this case for all the victims, including the mother of Charles Jones, who traveled from Jacksonville this morning to be present for this announcement. Today, I stand before Tampa Police Major Pat Messmer, Jacksonville Sheriff T.K. Waters, and Hillsborough State Attorney Susie Lopez to announce the arrest of 3 people in the deadly shooting of Charles Jones, also known by his stage name of Julio Foolio. In addition, we have warrants and are actively searching for 2 other individuals in this case. Today's announcement would not be possible without the outstanding investigative work of our homicide detectives and with the assistance of the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office and the ATF. These individuals took extreme measures to try to cover their actions, but they were no match for our investigators. Isaiah Chance, Elisa Andrews, Sean Gaithright, Davion Murphy, and Rashard Murphy are all accused of playing a role in Jones's death and are all charged with 1 count of murder in the first degree, premeditated with the discharge of a firearm, and 1 count of conspiracy of murder in the first degree, premeditated with the discharge of a firearm. Chance, Andrews, and Gaithright were arrested over the weekend in Jacksonville. Davion Murphy and Rashard Murphy are still fugitives of justice, and we are working closely with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office and the U.S. Marshals to apprehend them. On June 23rd, Tampa police officers responded to a shooting on McKinley Drive and located 4 victims. 1 person, later identified as Charles Jones, was pronounced deceased. Jones was in town celebrating his birthday and posted on his social media his locations several times throughout that night. Surveillance video was critical in this investigation, as suspects were seen on video following Jones from location to location. This shows the lengths that these individuals were willing to go through and achieve that this murder would occur. At 4:15 in the morning, Jones began to head to a hotel on McKinley. One of the suspect vehicles is seen following the victim. However, instead of following them into a parking lot, they stage across the street. At 4:38, 3 shooters exit a vehicle and walked in the direction of the hotel. They murdered Jones with a handgun and 2 rifles. This barrage of gunfire also struck 3 additional victims who miraculously survived this incident. Let's look at this video. This is at the hotel, and you can see the shooters are getting in position for their planned out murder. And they are shooting at Charles now, and you can see that he's the passenger in that car that's moving and trying to flee. And again, they're still shooting at him. He's the right front passenger in that vehicle. It's clear from that video what they were set out to do and what they had planned to do. The investigation would later reveal that the 3 armed shooters were Sean Gaithright, Rashard Murphy, and Davion Murphy. Detectives used footage from the scene, license plate readers, and phone logs to identify 2 vehicles and link them back to the suspects. Furthermore, it was found that the shooters are members of or affiliated with rival gangs of Jones that go by ATK and 1200. Jones was part of the 6 Block gang. Detectives believe that the ATK and the 1200 worked together to target Jones as part of an ongoing feud in Jacksonville. I want to send a clear message to anyone that the city of Tampa is not where you want to come to settle a dispute. You will be charged, you will be arrested, and you will be prosecuted to the fullest extent possible. Furthermore, if you're a gang member, there's no alleged immunity through a cone of silence, as our detectives will find evidence needed to make an arrest and hold everyone accountable, just as we did in this case. Then you will be prosecuted by our tenacious state attorney, Susie Lopez. Today would not be possible without the assistance of our law enforcement partners in Jacksonville, who collaborated with us and shared intelligence that helped us in this case. Their agency also assisted with many search warrants, locating and arresting these dangerous individuals. At this time, I would like to invite Jacksonville Sheriff TK Waters, followed by State Attorney Susie Lopez.
Thanks, Chief. So good afternoon. I'm TK Waters, Sheriff of Duval County, Jacksonville, Florida. Thank you, Chief Burkhall, for inviting me to stand with you as we announce these murder arrests. Today, 3 dangerous criminals are off our Florida streets and in police custody where they belong. These individuals have chosen lives of urban terrorism, and with their arrests, we show Tampa, Jacksonville, and the rest of Florida, the rest of this state, that we hold violent criminals accountable. At the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, we will always work together with our law enforcement partners to ensure that our communities are free of those who choose violence over peace. I want to applaud the investigators from Tampa PD and JSO for their committed collaborative work to bring violent criminals to justice. What I saw in this partnership evidenced the very best of information and resource pooling to ensure public safety. In closing, I want to directly speak to those who choose violence and those who embrace a culture that glorifies violence. Florida, Tampa, JSO, Jacksonville, Miami, wherever you are, will not tolerate foolishness, will not tolerate shootings and needless violence. We will not make excuses for poor decisions. We'll hold you accountable for your criminal actions. Florida is a state of law and order. Law enforcement agencies in this state will always work together to protect the good and decent people who chose to live within the law. And we will always work together to ferret out those who choose the lives of violent crime. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff. The ongoing fight between these two groups spilled over into Tampa last month. Let me be clear, the feud stops here. All 5 of these defendants are facing life in the Florida State Prison, even the ones who didn't pull the trigger. In Florida, if you participate in the planning of a murder, you can be held accountable for the person's death. And that is what we intend to do here. There were 3 people who pulled the trigger. You saw it on the video. 5 people, though, are charged with murder. The level of planning and coordination between these 5 defendants was truly alarming. It is clear that they all had one purpose in coming to Tampa, and that was to kill. And let's not lose sight of the fact that there are innocent victims in every homicide case, the loved ones who are left behind. His fans knew him as Julio Fulio, but to his mom, he's Charles. We're fighting to make sure that she gets justice. I was able to speak with her this morning before she got to Tampa, and she's in Tampa with us today. I wanted to let her know that my office takes gun violence very seriously. And I let her know that these 5 defendants will be held accountable for their calculated actions. The defendants are in custody, 3 of them in Jacksonville, and will be moved here to appear in court. My office will file a motion for pretrial detention to ensure that these dangerous individuals are held behind bars as they await trial, where they belong. I want to commend the Tampa Police Department for this investigation, as well as our collaboration with JSO. The TPD investigation developed a mountain of evidence, and we will work hard to ensure that justice is served for all victims in this case. Thank you very much.
I have some time for questions.
Sir, it looked like a scene from the movie that stood out. Speak on the level of planning to just carry it out.
It's extensive. Then the state attorney spoke about it, how the mountain of evidence, this would not be possible if it wasn't for our hardworking detectives in getting evidence from videos, tag readers, and cell phones. This amount of work I have not seen before, and it would not be possible if it wasn't through our detectives and through us working collaboratively together with the JSO and the ATF and the U.S. Marshals.
Chief, that your friend's A2A is led by a rapper, and in the hours after the study shooting, he released a video single which referenced the violence. I'm just curious if that rapper is under investigation and possibly.
So our investigation's still ongoing. And Sheriff, if you have any other details that you want to speak onto that.
So Young and Ace has long been known in Jacksonville. We are consistently monitoring those groups. We have people that are always watching them. I won't speak to the chief's investigation. That's up to TPD. We don't have an investigation on him right now, but he can't move around in Jacksonville without us knowing about it. And that's for the betterment of our community.
Any words to those suspects that you are out there looking for that obviously will still know that y'all are working for them?
We're pretty confident they already know, and to turn yourselves in so we can have this resolved peacefully. And of course, anybody out there that knows where they're at, to let us know so we can get them in custody and hold them accountable.
Chief, we've seen gang violence here in the city of Tampa, and now they're coming from other cities. What's the department doing to combat?
Right now, look at what we're doing right now. We're bringing to justice 5 people in a murder in a case that is very difficult to make an arrest. It's us working collaboratively with the community, with Jacksonville. And if this doesn't make a statement, I don't know what does.
Second question, that area where it happened, around Busch Gardens, to the single incidents just this one alone. What do you
I was saying, can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
do to ensure that students are safe people visiting that area?
Absolutely. We have officers everywhere. There's particular places in there that we actually are holding accountable for businesses that are allowing this type of activity that we're actually bringing up to a public nuisance abatement. So we are attacking this on all fronts.
You just want to get your thoughts when you see that surveillance video, what
Well, if you look at that, this is something that you would originally think you would see in a movie. but this isn't a movie. This is real life, and these are people's lives. And that's something that we can't forget is no matter who they are, these are people's lives that are at stake, whether they're innocent.
Oh, let me make sure y'all can hear me, man.
It's us working collaboratively with the community, with Jacksonville, and
Might have to take these off.
I don't know what does. Innocent or not,
I was saying, can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Oh, all right, bet. We good. But we good. We good. Yeah.
and we can't lose sight of that.
So they saying they confirmed it right there. They not worried about Young and Ace and them, but they saying every time Young and Ace comes around, they got to monitor him, but they not worried about him being a part of it. I forgot how they were saying. They're saying some shit about ATK, but they are looking into it or some shit like that. So we're gonna go right back to it. I had to make sure y'all can hear me before I start talking. Let me turn this shit down.
Would not be possible if it wasn't for our
And we will work hard to ensure that justice is served for all victims in this case. Thank you very much.
have some time for questions.
Sheriff, it looked like a scene from a movie, man. Sit out. Speak on the level of planning to just carry it out.
It's extensive, and the state attorney spoke about it, how the mountain of evidence, this would not be possible if it wasn't for our hardworking detectives in getting evidence from videos, tag readers, and cell phones. This amount of work I have not seen before, and it would not be possible if it wasn't through our detectives and through us working collaboratively together with the JSO and the ATF and the U.S. Marshals.
Chief, that gang that you referenced, ATK, is led by rapper Young Case, and in the hours after the deadly shooting, he released a video stating which reference to violence. I'm just curious if that rapper Young Case is under investigation and possibly another equivalent.
So our investigation's still ongoing. And Sheriff, if you have any other details that you want to speak onto that.
So Young and Ace has long been known in Jacksonville. We are consistently monitoring those groups. We have people that are always watching them. I won't speak to the chief's investigation. That's up to TPD. We don't have an investigation on him right now, but he can't move around in Jacksonville without us knowing about it. And that's for the betterment of our community.
Any words to those suspects that you are out there looking for that obviously will still know that y'all are reporting?
We're pretty confident they already know, and to turn yourselves in so we can have this resolved peacefully. And of course, to anybody out there that knows where they're at, to let us know so we can get them in custody and hold them accountable.
Chief, we've seen gang violence here in the city of Tampa. And
So they said Young and Ace can't even move around in Jacksonville without even letting them know. So how is it possible that he was the one that did this? You feel what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Ratchet don't know what the fuck he talking about. He just went on a clout chasing YouTube rampage type shit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all over there supporting that fake ass shit. But when I've tried a real content creator like me, when they try to put the real out and break the shit down, like it took me a minute for me to just put this shit up there. I didn't want to put up there because I'm like, yo, I want to make sure this is right. It's gotta be right. It's gotta be facts. I'm not just gonna bring them anything. And we live right now on Twitch. And I wanted to go live on fucking Kick, but I don't think I could do it. I'm still setting that shit up. But between time, hit that like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Politics from the Trenches. Let's get it. I want all my true supporters to keep rocking. Let's go. But the way that they saying it, they saying what was they saying? Hold on, let me see. The fact these idiots thought they could get away with killing someone in front of the Holiday Inn right across the street from the university is crazy. And they also saying that the boy was the person that's the main person of interest that's involved. They saying he was already on. They saying he was already boosting and bragging and made a whole diss track and a whole video towards this shit. But because the fact that he was a low stream rapper, it wasn't noticed or wasn't picked up. So he pretty much confessed to it. it's pretty much like a clout chasing move type shit. You know what I'm saying? At least the killers of Extension, they ain't seem like they was trying to clout chase. They ain't was trying to get known or caught. They ended up getting caught. But these niggas, like, they wanted to get caught. Like I said, these people right here, they fucking was on the they was on the video, making a video about it the next couple of days or whatever, but just didn't blow up. You feel me? It didn't get picked up.
Now they're coming from the city, so
But they wasn't a mainstream rapper. So the niggas was confessing to it. Wanting to get picked up. You know what I'm saying?
Right now, look at what we're doing right now. We're bringing to justice 5 people in a murder in a case that is very difficult to make an arrest. It's us working collaboratively with the community, with Jacksonville. And if this doesn't make a statement, I don't know what does.
They saying it's a case that's difficult to make it's a case that's very difficult to make an arrest because it's involving a lot of drill rappers. And the dude was, well, like I said, he wasn't innocent out here, just got killed by a random bullet, whatever. Julio Fulio was out here doing dirt his damn self. You know what I'm saying? He did so much of the dirt. Like, I'm surprised they even caught this shit that quick. That's how you know somebody telling or wanted to get caught or put the shit out there. Like I said, the dude allegedly that got caught, one of the young boys, 3 people that got caught, but they look for 2 more. That's 5 altogether. The other 2 didn't get caught, but the 3 that got caught, out of the 3, he was a local rapper, but his song didn't blow up. I mean, his songs didn't blow up. He wasn't a mainstream rapper or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So he was talking about the murder or whatever, and he actually heard he shot the video to a song on the scene of the incident where Fulio did this shit or some shit. I'm like, damn, this nigga, he either bold or he just chasing clout that hard.
That area where it happened, around Busch Gardens,
It's crazy.
What do you guys think you can do to ensure that students are safe people visiting that area?
Absolutely. We have officers everywhere. There's particular places in there that we actually are holding accountable for businesses that are allowing this type of activity that we're actually bringing up to a public nuisance abatement. So we are attacking this on all fronts.
I just want to get your thoughts when you see that surveillance video, what your mind?
Well, if you look at that, this is something that you would originally think you would see in a movie, but this isn't a movie. This is real life, and these are people's lives. And that's something that we can't forget is no matter who they are, these are people's lives that are at stake, whether they're innocent or not. And we can't lose sight of that.
Thank you.
Today, Tampa Bay Police, along with Jacksonville Sheriff TK Waters, released surveillance video from the shooting at a news conference in Tampa.
Police are also searching for 2 other men in connection with this murder. Riley Phillips joins us.
So these the other 2 men that's in connection with the murder that they haven't caught. Rashad Murphy and who? The fuck they say? Rashad Murphy and Davian Murphy. So they must be brothers. Allegedly the masterminds behind the situation. Especially if you ain't the ones that got caught, but the other 3 young boys or the young 3 kids did. They might have been the masterminds, y'all, allegedly.
Connection with this murder. Riley Phillips joins us live now from outside the Duval County Jail with more from this news conference today. Riley?
And Riley, police say this motive stems from rival gangs.
Yes, Tampa police confirmed the shooting happened because of an ongoing feud between
That's
a gang
crazy.
called 6 Block, which they say Fulio is affiliated with, and the gangs ATK and 1200. And they say this group worked together to come up with a plan to murder Fulio back in June.
Florida, Tampa, JSO, Jacksonville, Miami, wherever you are, will not tolerate foolishness, will not tolerate shootings and needless violence.
Harsh words from Jacksonville Sheriff TK Waters from Tampa Monday, where investigators announced a break in the killing of Jacksonville rapper Fulio. Elisa Andrews, Isaiah Chance Jr., and Sean Gaithright were arrested in Jacksonville on Saturday. All 3 are facing multiple charges, including first-degree murder. According to Tampa Bay police, investigators poured through a, quote, mountain of evidence from that night. Fulio was in Tampa to celebrate his 26th birthday. Police say he was posting on social media throughout the night, which allowed the suspects to track him. In surveillance video, they watched the suspects follow Fulio to a hotel. The video shows the suspects getting into place and shooting at Fulio's car.
Let me be clear. The feud stops here. All 5 of these defendants are facing life in the Florida State Prison.
The other 2 men wanted in connection to the shooting are Davian Murphy and Rashad Murphy. Police confirmed they are part of the 1200 gang. The feud between the rival groups has been going on for years now, with multiple music videos made about the killings among them. Our crime and safety expert Ken Jefferson says while these arrests are great news for the city of Jacksonville, he does not believe this will deter violence among gangs or stop gang activity.
Just because nothing has happened with regards to retaliation right now doesn't mean that the police have to put their guard down and think that because of these arrests, it's going to stop.
And police are calling on Rashad and Davian Murphy to turn themselves in. If you know where they are, you're asked to contact police. The other 3 suspects are here in the Duval County Jail. They will be taken to Tampa, where this case will be prosecuted. Live in downtown Jacksonville, Riley Phillips, First Coast News on your side.
And the First Coast News has been following the saga of deadly gang violence in Jacksonville for years. To read the very latest on the arrest and Fulio's murder, you can find this story right now on our website, firstcoastnews.com, or in the First Coast News app.
If you've ever dreamed of owning an apartment complex and you live near one of these cities, then you've got to see the same ad that I saw 3 years ago. It was for a masterclass that came to my area. I now own 11 apartment complexes, 1,963 doors under management. And man, I went from being in almost 6 figures of credit card debt to now living a life full of freedom. So watch this.
Why don't you own apartment buildings? Seriously, why don't you own these big apartment buildings? And I get it. You might be thinking right now, well, Tyler, my word, it's because I don't have millions and millions and millions of dollars sitting in a bank account. That's why, right? But just for a second, I want to challenge you to think bigger than you've ever thought before. Because despite this common belief that people cannot own these things, I'm going to tell you right now, it does not matter how much money you have, how old or young you are. Anybody can buy an apartment complex. And I'm going to show you right now how to do that, okay? Let's dive in. First, obviously, we need to find an apartment, right? So where are these apartment buildings? You're going to go to a place called LoopNet.com, LoopNet. Yeah. You'll find a whole bunch of apartment deals, but we are looking for specific ones. You want to look for ones that are listed from a residential broker or a for sale by owner. Those are going to be your best properties. Number 2, we need to use other people's money, okay? Remember, these are big apartment deals. They're expensive deals. Okay, most of these apartments cost anywhere from $1 to $30 million. But that doesn't matter when you can find people like me who have money to invest and need to invest. Understand, most people who have a lot of money, they're too busy to go and find these deals. But they need to put their money to work. In their eyes, you've just brought them a valuable investment. And at the Multifamily Mindset, we have a whole network of investors who are eager to partner up with you and help you buy apartments. It's a beautiful thing. Number 3, we need to get paid, right? This is the fun part. Get paid up front. We need to get paid fast. So when we close this deal, when we buy an apartment deal, we get paid what's called an acquisition fee. And we get paid that up front.
Yeah, my acquisition fees have been.
Right now at 5, 3 people have been arrested in the murder of a local rapper, and police are still searching for 2 more suspects. Charles Jones.
My fault, y'all. I'm sitting here bullshitting. There we go, right? Now everybody get into it.
Jones, also known as Julio Fulio, was murdered in Tampa last month while celebrating his birthday.
News for Jax reporter Janice Harris is joining us live in the studio with these new details. So, Janice, how did these shooters know where Jones was located?
Well, according to Tampa Bay Police and the chief of police there, they followed his steps and probably followed him on social media as well as he was celebrating his birthday in that city. Tampa Police said 5 people in total plotted and planned to kill Charles Jones following every step he made while celebrating his birthday and posting on social media. Tonight, 3 of those people are in the Duval County Jail, and police are still searching for 2 more.
Do y'all think they're going to tell on the other 2, or do y'all think they're going to hold it down?
As Charles Jones, known as Julio Fulio in the music industry, was celebrating his birthday, he was being followed by 5 people. Tampa Police Chief Lee Burklaw explained.
I think that nigga knew he was being followed too, because he damn sure was adding about putting everybody on Instagram. And like they said, I think it was the girl. It was one of the girls that was there with him. You feel me? So that shit crazy though.
A little more than a month ago, a group of individuals with the goal of premeditated murder traveled from Jacksonville to Tampa to commit a heinous crime in our city.
This is surveillance video of multiple gunmen ambushing and shooting Jones.
They are shooting at Charles now, and you can see that he's the passenger in that car that's moving and trying to flee. And again, they're still shooting at him. He's the right front passenger in that vehicle.
Using 3 weapons, Jones died shortly after the shooting. Tampa homicide detectives and JSO worked together to find the shooters. Investigators say the 5 took extreme measures to cover up their crimes, but failed. 21-year-old Elisa Andrews, 21-year-old Isaiah Chance, 18-year-old Sean Gaithright, 30-year-old Rashad Murphy, and 27-year-old Davion Murphy are all accused of playing a role in Jones's death. And they're all facing 1 count of murder in the first degree and 1 count of conspiracy.
Surveillance video was critical in this investigation, as suspects were seen on video following Jones from location to location. This shows the lengths that these individuals were willing to go through and achieve that this murder would occur.
Nah, I think it was because he had money on his head too.
4:15 a.m., Jones is headed to a hotel on McKinley Road in Tampa. One suspect's vehicle follows Jones to the hotel, but stayed parked across the street.
At 4:38, 3 shooters exit a vehicle and walked in the direction of the hotel. They murdered Jones with a handgun and 2 rifles.
3 others were hurt. Jones.
Damn, look at that shit, yo.
Shooters exit a vehicle and walked in the direction of the hotel. They murdered Jones with a handgun and 2 rifles.
3 others were hurt. Jones and others in the car attempt to flee from the gunfire as the shots continue.
Dang.
Police say the gunmen were Gaithright and the 2 Murphy men. The 3 arrested are affiliated with 2 rival groups of Jones. Police say they worked together to carry out the murder. Jacksonville Sheriff TK Waters has a message for those that choose to glorify violence.
Florida, Tampa, JSO, Jacksonville, Miami, wherever you are, will not tolerate foolishness, will not tolerate shootings and needless violence. We not make excuses for poor decisions.
Chief Burkhaw says the investigation is not over, as police and the U.S. Marshals are still looking for the 2 Murphy men. State Attorney Susie Lopez works in Hillsborough County, and her office will prosecute this case. Lopez acknowledged that this violence, it is disruptive and has gone on between at least 2 groups for years. But she said the fight stops here. Coming up at 6, we will hear more from the state attorney for the 13th Judicial Circuit and why this investigation, they say, is not over.
One of my students landed multiple 6-figure jobs in cybersecurity within just 90 days without a degree or previous experience in tech. They now earn more than I do. And I want to.
Major breakthrough in a high-profile case. Tampa police have announced 3 arrested in connection with the death of Jacksonville rapper Julio Fulio.
Yeah, investigators say the rapper, whose real name is Charles Jones, was shot and killed at a Holiday Inn on Fowler Avenue on June 23rd while visiting Tampa for his birthday. And while 3 suspects are now in custody, Tampa police say they are still searching for 2 more. News Channel 8's Georgia MacArthur live at Tampa Police Department for us tonight. And Georgia, this obviously quite the case, but a new development here.
Josh and Stacy, newly released video shows how police believe this was a well thought out and planned attack. Investigators say rival gang members drove from Jacksonville to Tampa with murder on their mind. Dramatic video shows the moments when suspects
They had murder on their mind.
opened fire on a car at the Holiday Inn in Tampa, turning this stretch of Fowler Avenue into what looked like something out of an action movie. Inside the car was Jacksonville rapper Julio Fulio, whose real name is Charles Jones. Detectives say Jones made the trip to Tampa for his birthday, documenting that weekend in June on his social media. Investigators believe the suspects followed Jones throughout the night, but now after a month-long joint investigation, Jacksonville Sheriff's Office and Tampa Police have arrested 2 men and a woman. But police are still searching for 2 additional men they say are the shooters.
Detectives believe that the ATK and the 1200 worked together to target Jones as part of an ongoing feud.
This ain't
in
the one I was
Jacksonville.
looking for, but it's all good.
I want to send a clear message to anyone that the city of Tampa is not where you
He's sending a clear message, y'all.
want to come to settle a dispute.
Coming up at 5, hear from the rapper Charles Jones's mother, who made a desperate plea for people to stop the violence, not only in Jacksonville, but here in Tampa. Reporting live in Tampa, Georgia MacArthur, AIDS on your side.
My courtroom is back in session with more off-the-wall cases.
She butchered my dog's haircut.
New at 5, a major break.
He talking about Fulio mom. Wanted to pretty much have peace with all the other rappers, but she seemed like she was promoting that shit, especially when he died.
Break in the case involving the murder of a Florida rapper, Julio Fulio, in what leaders describe as gang violence spilling into Tampa.
Tampa police say 3 people have been arrested. Investigators are still looking for 2 others in connection to this deadly shooting. And 10 Tampa Bay's Chris Hirsch joining us live from Tampa Police Department. And Chris, police say folks had been following the artist's moves.
Frank, following him here to Tampa as part of a long-running
For all the victims, including the mother of Charles Jones, who traveled from Jacksonville this morning to be present for this announcement. Today, I stand before Tampa Police Major Pat Messmer, Jacksonville Sheriff TK Waters, and Hillsborough State Attorney Susie Lopez to announce the arrest of 3 people in the deadly shooting of Charles Jones, also known by his stage name of Julio Fulio. In addition, we have warrants and are actively searching for 2 other individuals in this case. Today's announcement would not be possible without the outstanding investigative work of our homicide detectives and with the assistance of the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office and the ATF. These individuals took extreme measures to try to cover their actions, but they were no match for our investigators. Isaiah Chance, Elisa Andrews, Sean Gaithright, Davion Murphy, and Rashard Murphy are all accused of playing a role in Jones's death and are all charged with 1 count of murder in the first degree, premeditated with the discharge of a firearm, and 1 count of conspiracy of murder in the first degree, premeditated with the discharge of a firearm. Chance, Andrews, and Gaithright were arrested over the weekend in Jacksonville. Davion Murphy and Rashard Murphy are still fugitives of justice, and we are working closely with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office and the U.S. Marshals to settle a dispute.
Shootings and needless violence.
New at 5, a
Major
today.
A little more than a month ago, a group of individuals with the goal
Wow, I just built the most amazing workflow on Monday.com.
You build your own workflow? Why? There are
Right there, lift your shirt up.
This the body cam footage of when the suspects got arrested. So we about to go through and see what they talking about, yo.
Driver, open the car door. Let me see your hands. Step on out. Step on out. Look away. Back up to the sound of my voice. Yep. Stop right there. Lift your shirt up. Turn. Do a 360. What? Just listen to us. We'll talk about it. Keep going. Keep going.
He said, "Why?"
Turn. Now walk back to the sound of my voice. Come on. Keep coming. 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 Walk back to me. Hands behind your back.
Ah, man, they're like some just average ass Joe motherfuckers. Like I said, I told y'all it wasn't gonna be, when they caught the people, it wasn't gonna be somebody that it wasn't gonna be somebody that y'all thought it was gonna be, like ATK and all this young and age. That's why them niggas was celebrating, because them niggas already knew that they wasn't the ones that did this shit, so they might as well celebrate. You feel me? Pretty much like a Bond off 1700 be doing pump fake.
Anytime Fitness, it was at 413 is when that thing was.
Isaiah 10, this is the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office.
Them niggas bring out them big guns too. This shit like some type of holiday, some shit off some type of movie, Hollywood movie or something, but it's real life.
We have a warrant for your arrest. Come to the front door with nothing in your hands. We are not going away.
We're heading your way to a.
Hands up! You're good. Come on out. Hands up. Put your hands up.
Target to the officer.
Can't tell. The target? Yeah, it looks like. Yeah. Yep. Put your hands up!
Listen,
put your hands in the air. Hands up!
Hands in the air. Hands in the air.
All right. Slowly walk toward me. Let's go. Right here. Right here. Walk right here. Let's go. Yeah.
Walk this way. Listen to the instructions.
Yep. Hey, get your hands up and walk out towards me. Hey, over here.
That nigga act like he want to die or something.
Come this way. Over here. You're going to get hit with the less lethal. Get your hands up and walk towards me. Hands up and walk towards me. Hands up and walk towards me. Keep coming. 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 Stop. Stop. Turn around. Keep your hands up. Turn around. Hands up. Keep your hands up. Hands up. Don't reach for your waist. Do not reach for your waist. Look at me. Back up. Back up. Back up. Back up. Back up. All right, go to your knees. Get your hands behind your back. Stay there. Stay there. Don't move.
Isaiah? Isaiah?
That's the murder suspect. Don't even look like one.
And Andrew's there now.
Keep walking. Keep walking. Now turn around. Put your hands behind your back.
Is there anybody else inside?
Damn, she looked just like one of them bitches that was at the party with Julio too. I know she gonna tell. Y'all think she gonna tell? Why they cut the fucking sound off? Damn, shit, crazy. I know she probably like, she never imagined no shit like this. Especially, she don't even look like a girl that would be about no shit like this. Set up, you know what I mean? Now that's on her name. But I don't even give a fuck. If motherfuckers be watching me just to hate, keep watching me, nigga. You feel what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck about none of that shit y'all talking about. None of that shit. I'm my own sector. Feel what I'm saying? That's who I be. Trenches Politics TV. We only politic in front of trenches. That's why I named it that. You feel me? I'm politicking on y'all trenches about y'all area where y'all at. You feel what I'm saying? That's crazy. I don't know what he did. That's probably his girlfriend or something. To get this girl to ride with him so much that's the new wave. That's the new age wave. We just seen it the other day. The girl was with the baby, jumping in and out of the car, going into the other car with the person, the 40 Crip member and all this shit. That's what they like. They like that shit, jumping in the car. It brings them excitement. Fuck with the niggas that's going to get them and wrap them and some shit. But then they be the first one to cry when they locked up, can't get their nails done, all this shit. Feel me? Because they done follow behind some nigga chasing some dick.
Keep going straight.
Yeah, that's dumb, huh? Isaiah Chance, Alicia Andrews, and Sean Garrett, Gathright. Imagine being under the age of 25.
I've been using Epidemic Sound as my go-to resource for back.
Imagine being under the age of 25 and going to prison for the rest of your life. That would be a fucked up feeling. They solved the murder. They solved this murder real quick, 8 months and in 6 days. And they had it down to the exact date. Imagine walking into the police station thinking, I'll never see freedom again. Yeah, that was a fucked up feeling. But it seemed like they wanted this shit to happen. Imagine being young. Why they keep saying that? Who is dumb enough to commit crime in the state that